We're looking forward to a very interesting program today. As in studio is Tom Hartman, a good friend, well, he's a KDHL alum is what he is. You're on the airwaves for how many years here,
Oh,
Tom?
God, I can't even remember, Gordy, how many years it was. Yeah, it was so long ago.
Yeah, used to call Ole football.
Oh, sure.
Ole basketball.
Yep.
Did you do baseball in those days?
No, we didn't do baseball.
Okay.
No, just football and basketball.
Yeah, those were some good times in the Midwest Conference. Those were
Oh.
some long road trips for you, boy.
Well, they were, but gee, it was sure fun. I'd just jump in the car and travel along with the team, or jump in the buses and travel along with the team, and
Yeah,
had a great time.
yeah, they had some good teams. So did you call the Ole Gunderson games?
Ole, yeah, and Mark Gelly, 49.5-yard Gelly. First carry he ever made was from the 50-yard line. He ran it in, we thought, for a touchdown, but they dropped him at the half-yard line.
Oh my.
So I've nicknamed him 49.5.
Yeah, he's in the Hall
Every
of Fame
time
now.
I see him. Good kid.
Yeah, he does color on the Ole broadcast
Yeah,
now with Roy
right.
Koenig.
Yeah, those were fun days.
Yeah, and you get to reminisce all the time with the Faribault Sports
Oh
Hall
gosh,
of Fame.
yeah. Gee.
I know all of this year's inductees, so I feel really old.
I heard you say that this morning. You must be getting old.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, some of these guys are way back to 202 and
Yeah.
1998. You've been around a while.
Yeah, well, and Ron Tebow is just a great guy.
Oh
over
gosh,
at BA.
yeah, he was a classmate of mine at BA. Yeah, we graduated together.
Was he a super guy back then?
Oh, absolutely. He wanted to play basketball and he wanted to play baseball, but his dad was a farmer and he had to work on the
Sure.
farm.
Yeah, a lot of that in my day too.
Yeah, so he couldn't he couldn't play.
I had friends that would have been outstanding athletes that
Yeah,
they weren't allowed to play. They had to work on the farm, or they were asked to choose one sport.
yeah. Yeah, back in those days we had 3 sports: football, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah, there's no hockey, was there?
No volleyball,
No soccer.
no soccer. 3 sports.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah, it sure was.
So before we get to the inductees, I'll do that in the next segment, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you mind going through the criteria? I think you have to be out 10 years, right?
Yeah, you have to be out of high school 10 years to be eligible for the Faribault Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah. And we're always looking for people to send us information on somebody, and we do have a nice long list that we go through every year. And but yeah, you got to be out of school 10 years.
It can't be easy if you have a long list to decide.
It
who
isn't
goes
easy. It isn't easy. It's usually several meetings we have before we make the final selections.
in. Right.
Yeah.
Very distinguished class, as always. Everybody very deserving that's going into the Hall of Fame this year.
Absolutely.
This all got started when Faribault, correct me if I'm wrong, started when Faribault hosted a state amateur baseball tournament. That's when they started Faribault Sports Inc., right?
Yeah. I guess.
And then it was dormant for 20 some years.
Yeah.
I remember having Mr. Brand on this very show talking
Yeah.
about the resurrection, basically.
Leo Brand. Yeah. Yep. He resurrected. Yeah. Gosh, that was. And I was on that committee 27 years ago. Too.
Wow.
So that shows you I'm a kind of old.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
You hold your age well, let's put it that
Thank you.
way. Yep. Well, you're in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Our good
Yes.
friend Mike Morrissey's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
We lost him about a year ago.
Yep. Yep.
In fact, to show you how long the Hall of Fame's been around, there are a lot of, unfortunately, deceased people.
Oh
around
gosh,
there.
yeah, I feel so bad about that, but I got a lot of them marked on there that they're deceased on the,
The program, yeah.
the program.
So, can people still get tickets for this, Tom?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and there'll be a lot of people just buying tickets at the door, but there's tickets available over at Brazil's Barbershop. They can call me on my cell phone,
The number is?
and it was 507-339-3573. Hope it doesn't ring while we're on the radio.
Yeah. But if you need tickets, you can do that. Always a great meal. This year it's at the Eagles.
This is at the Eagles this year, yep. I was out the other day and told them how we'd set up tables and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's on the menu?
Oh, it's going to be a roast beef dinner and potatoes and medley and salad. And, yeah, be a good meal.
Yeah, always is.
Yeah.
First class operation. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to make it there the last several years because usually I have a volleyball match
Right.
that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know,
You're a busy guy, Gord.
duty calls.
You're a busy guy.
But I know it's always been a first class event.
Yeah.
Always get nothing but compliments about it. And it's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, we're very happy to be still involved with it.
Yeah. Hey, in Minnesota, Tom Hartman, who is the president of Faribault Sports Incorporated, he will be the master of ceremonies next Friday of the very classy banquet that they hold for all of these Hall of Fame inductees. And being an inductee, you know what it's like. It's got to be pretty cool.
Oh, it is so cool, Gordy. It's a great night, and we really have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So should we go over the class of 2016?
All righty.
You want to do it alphabetically, or how do you
I
want to do
got
this?
number 1 right here.
Okay.
Dan Burr, Faribault High School, 2002 graduate. Danny was very involved in swimming and cross country. He was a many-time champion in swimming, a many-time champion in cross country in high school. Went on to college at the University of Missouri, participated in same sports, was very, very successful. So we're very happy to honor Dan Burr going into our Hall of Fame next Friday night. Yep. Want to move on?
Sure.
All right, number 2, Andy Wagstrom, Faribault High School. He was a 1998 graduate, and he participated in football, track, and wrestling. Now, just to move back a little bit, Dan didn't send me a lot of information on
Sure.
his all-conference and all-state, and I'm sorry I don't have that, but moving on back to Wagstrom, he was all-conference in track as a discus thrower in 97 and 98. He was football all-conference in 98. He went to South Dakota State, where he was a Division II All-American in 2003. And then Andy went on to play with the Miami Dolphins in the National Football League. So congratulations, Andy. We look forward to seeing you next Friday night.
Get caught up on what he's doing these days.
Oh gosh, yeah. I have no idea what any of these guys. Well, I do. They did have it on their list they sent me. I don't have it written down.
Oh, okay.
So I can't go there. And number 3 is Beth Hansen Hill. Bethy Hansen graduated from Bethlehem Academy in 2006. She was involved in lots of sports. She was volleyball. Wasn't on the varsity in grade 7, but played volleyball from grade 7 through grade 12. She was all conference 3 years. She was all state 1 year. She was the team MVP 3 times in volleyball. Then she went on to play softball, where she was 4-time MVP. She held the state record, get this, Gordy, 21 consecutive at-bats she got a hit.
Yeah, and they only played 20 games.
Holy
regular
cow.
season.
Unbelievable. 21 consecutive at-bats. Basketball, she was MVP. She was all conference 3 years. She was all state 1 year. And much more. And then on to college at St. Benedict, where she was in volleyball and softball. And she was 3-time all-conference at St. Benedict. And she was MVP at St. Benedict 2 years. So congratulations, Bethy. Look forward to seeing you next Friday night.
Yeah, phenomenal athlete.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Number 4 is Jake Petrichka. Jake went to high school. He graduated in 2006. He was an all-conference football player in high school. He was all-conference
Hockey?
yeah, and baseball.
He was very good hockey player.
He was great. He was really good. He went on to Iowa Western for a couple years.
Kind of a baseball academy
Yeah,
is what that is.
yeah. And then went on to Indiana State for a couple years. And now Jake is a pitcher for the Chicago White Sox. Jake did have an injury this year and had to sit out the end of the year. Wasn't available. That's too bad. He was all conference in high school and a couple sports 3 years. He was all conference in baseball 3 years. And unfortunately, Jake will not be able to be with us next Friday night. Jake is best man in his buddy's wedding. And unfortunately, he called me. He felt so bad, and I felt bad too. I really
bad
was.
timing there, yeah.
Yeah. Timing was so bad. Well, and then my granddaughter's getting married the next day, so I'm going to be a busy guy. Yeah.
That here in town?
Yeah, that's here in town. Thank goodness I don't have to travel a long way. Yeah, little Sydney's getting married.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that something? Okay, then we move on to Mary Slinger Hyken. Bethlehem Academy graduate in year 2006, and holy cow, was she something.
Yeah.
High school volleyball, high school basketball, high school track. She was college volleyball, and she played pro volleyball in Europe. She was all conference in high school in all 3 sports 3 times. Mary Slinger. She was all conference in college 3 years in volleyball, and she was an All-American in 2009 in volleyball.
Yeah.
Fabulous athlete. Looking forward to seeing Mary, and her sister's in the Hall of Fame. She'll be there, and talked to her dad last night. Yeah, they'll be there. They're excited.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Mary was fun to watch. I'll
Oh,
never forget the
yeah.
first time the VA went to the state volleyball tournament. Young lady from Boston, whose name escapes me now. She played basketball and volleyball at the U of M. Came flying up to the net with her incredible flying hammer.
Yeah.
Mary Slinger picked it up, and the eyes on the Boston side just kind of. And
Ooh.
Mary was 7th grade then.
Oh, wow.
I think she was 7th, maybe 8th grade.
Yeah.
She was young, I know that.
Yeah.
She was in the back row there and picked it right up. And Boston knew they were in for a battle then.
Yeah. Yeah, they sure were. Yeah. So, congratulations, Mary. Look forward to next Friday night. Number 6, a classmate of mine from Bethlehem Academy in 1959, Ron Tebow. Ronnie Tebow was the basketball coach at BA, golf coach, the girls and the boys for 25 years. I took his place as the golf coach. That was fun. I had a great time doing that. Yeah, Ron was quite a guy. He was athletic director from 76 to 81. Has received many awards for dedication and service awards from 78 to 2007, and had several DeSmet Conference championships. And yeah, Ron was a great guy. He wanted to play sports with us, but his family farmed, and his dad said, "No, you can't play sports. You got to help us work." And he'd be in the gym shooting baskets.
I bet he was pretty good too.
Yes, he was. Yeah, and he wanted to play baseball. And very fortunately, we won 2 state championships when I played way back then. And he wanted to play baseball, and his dad said, "No, you got to work, Ron." So, unfortunately.
My guess is, back in those days, his farm was very diverse.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like he couldn't do it in the winter, too, because he had to feed animals and stuff.
Yep, you bet.
Milk some cows.
So, and Ron's going to have a huge following there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, he has 2 daughters in the Hall of Fame. And his wife will be there, and they have a great crowd coming. So I had to set up a couple of tables for them.
I'll bet. Yeah,
that'll be great. Well, we're moving along.
Yeah, it's too bad that Ron can't be with us.
Oh, I feel so bad about that. Yep. Good guy.
He was a super guy.
Yep. And number 7, Katie Mayos. Katie was a Faribault High School graduate in 2004. And then she went on to college at the University of Toledo. But high school sports, she was involved in hockey and golf. As a golfer, she was all Big Nine, 6 years.
Yeah.
I should have her that night give me a few tips on how to play golf.
Some golf lessons, yeah.
Holy cow. Yep, all conference 6 years. She was conference champion 5 times. She was the section champion 3 times. She played in the state golf tournament 4 years. She finished 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 2nd. Wow. And then she went on to play at Toledo, University of Toledo, for 4 years. She was the Mid-Atlantic Conference Player of the Year, and she set the school record for the lowest score in history her sophomore year.
What was it?
In golf. It wasn't written down. I don't know what
Well,
this.
I'm going to have to look this up.
I'm going to have to look that up too. So, and I'm also going to have Katie give all of us a few lessons
Yeah.
on how to play golf. Oh my gosh, what a fabulous young lady. So we're looking forward to seeing her next Friday.
She on the tour?
Ha! No, she's not on the tour.
But it sounds like she had the ability to maybe do that.
She's moved, yeah. She's moved back to the Twin Cities now, and I'm not sure yet what she's involved in. So Gordy, that's our 7 people going into the Hall of Fame.
Yep, Mary, obviously we talked about Mary Slinger hiking at her high school prowess, but boy, at the Concordia St. Paul, you mentioned her All-American status. I think, I may be wrong on this, but I don't think so. I think she was named like the Libero of the Year or something. The
Now, see, I don't have that. She didn't have that written down, so I can't answer that. She's only all conference 3 years.
I know, she was, well, they played on some national, I think every year they played and won a national championship.
All-American in 2009. Yeah. Yeah.
Those were fun teams to watch.
Oh, they were.
Very fast.
I used to watch them all the time. Yeah.
Concordia St. Paul. So again, the Hall of Fame banquet is next Friday, and if people want tickets, you can go to Brazil's Barbershop.
Yep.
Or give you a call.
Or give me a call. 507-339-3573.
How much are they?
They're $17.50 for dinner. Yeah. Yep. And then it helps pay for the beautiful plaques that we give them.
Oh, sure.
And by the way, I have all the plaques set up over at the State Bank of Faribault. So you can walk into the State Bank of Faribault and you can see the plaques and the names of all the people. All the people who have gone on. I've got the huge plaques too.
Oh, you mean
all the people?
Every person ever
who has ever been inducted
is at the State Bank.
Is listed on the big board, and it's over at the State Bank right now.
Okay, I was going to ask that. That's good to
know. Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that they're in a spot that people can see.
Oh, right in the lobby. Yeah, Mr. Carlander has been very good about having us set it up over there every year. And he is also in the Hall of Fame, Mr. Carlander.
He was a good golfer in high school.
Oh, you bet. Yeah. Yep.
I remember him telling me about Lucius Smith being a pretty good golfer, and Bruce Smith was a heck of a golfer, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep. Heisman Trophy winner, 1941.
Yeah.
The year I was born.
Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
You've heard his induction speech.
Yep.
I mean his acceptance speech.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and then there was a great story last week or a week or 2 weeks ago in the St. Paul paper on Bruce Smith. Yeah, I kept a copy of it. I've got it in my man cave.
What do they talk about?
Talked about everything.
Oh.
Talked about football. Talked about winning the award. Talked about growing up in Faribault.
And his humility,
which
really came through in that speech.
Yep. Yeah, gosh.
As he basically mentioned that there are things more important going on in the world than this.
Yeah.
Namely, I mean, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. And I did have a chance to meet him You know, and then he lived up in where Detroit Lakes, was it, or
Alexandria. Yep.
Yep. So, matter of fact, I was up there for a couple of years. I owned a radio station up in Alexandria for a couple of years. So, way back.
You owned it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be darned. What'd you sell it for?
Oh, I wanted to move back to Faribault. We couldn't sell our house here, and I was commuting for all that time, and the kids were little and growing up, and so sold it and moved back. I should have come back to work here. I could still be working.
Yeah, you could.
But I'd be doing play-by-play, and you'd be just sitting here.
That'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mike Morrissey was in Alexandria when you were there, or did you hire him for Alexandria?
No, he had moved to
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, he was in Sydney.
Sydney, Nebraska.
Loved Sydney, Nebraska.
And then when I was the manager here, he called me a few times and he said, "I've got to get out of Sydney." It's way, and as it happened, Tom Albrecht was leaving us to move to the Twin Cities, so I hired Mike to come to Faribault. So that worked out really well. Matter of fact, he and his family had a house up just a few blocks away from me on the east side.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. Mikey had quite the voice, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I don't have pipes. Right?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't have any pipes.
No.
Nope. That's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
The good Lord gives us each talents.
Yeah.
We just got to figure out what they are.
Yeah. And boy, do we have a list of talent coming into the Hall of Fame next week.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Do you remember all these people, Tom? Or
yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hope I can recognize them when they come next week.
Right. I mean, you know, some of the sports, obviously, we don't get as involved in terms of play-by-play and whatnot, but I probably had some of these people on our Faribault, the Faribault coaches show on the Masters of J&J Bowling Center. I always enjoy having athletes come out. I do remember visiting with Katie Miles.
Yeah.
Delightful young woman. Came with her golf coach, who at the time was, now the name escapes me again. He's now in Albert Lee, I believe. But I can't remember.
The old football coach?
No. By the way.
Yeah. Rich Oliphant.
Yeah, Rich is in Albert Lee. He's an Albert Lee native, isn't he?
Yeah.
I can't remember now. Chris Dibble, that was his name, Chris Dibble.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yep. Chris was the golf coach.
Is he in Albert Lee now?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. Ran into him not too long ago.
Okay. I may be wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been known to be wrong many times.
No, Gordy. I can't believe that.
Yes. Many times. So Dan Boer, Andy Wagstrom, Beth Hansen Hill, Jake Petrichka, Mary Slinger Heiken, Ron Thibault, and Katie Miles.
Yep.
Going into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You know, you guys kind of started something, because a lot of area schools are doing this now. I was at Kenyon Wanamingo's last Saturday.
Yeah, I've heard you talking about that.
Cannon Falls is doing theirs in May.
Okay.
They just started theirs a couple years ago. Kenyon, this was just their second class.
This is only our 27th.
So when you graduated in 1959, you'll like this. You probably started the season playing Kenyon.
Oh, sure we did.
Because one of the old timers came up to me at the banquet and said, "You know who we played every year in our first game? BA."
BA. Yep. Yeah, I still have a couple of friends that every once in a while I remind them how we beat them. And my quick story, Gordy. I had some relatives in Kenyon, and my junior year we were playing Kenyon here, and my cousin was captain of the Kenyon football team. And after the end of the first quarter, we're leading them like 7-0. And you turn and you walk to the other end of the field. And my cousin and I are walking next to each other. And we're talking. Referee threw the flag. Not against me, against my cousin. Yeah.
For
I've never forgot that. Well, for harassing me. And he wasn't. We were just talking. Yeah. Never forget that story. I'll tell you that. And then I ran for another touchdown that night. Ha ha. Fun.
I mean, he was taunting you back in your day. You had taunting.
That's what the referee said.
Wow.
We were just chatting. Family stuff and that sort of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Gosh.
This was in Kenyon.
No, it was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was out here.
Did you play at Bruce Smith then?
Yeah. Yep. You bet.
Because I know years ago they played in Tipitanka, right?
Oh yeah, that was. We practiced down there, but that was even before my time.
Tipitanka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Tom. We
Oh,
always
Gordy,
appreciate
thank
coming
you.
in.
Look forward to next Friday night.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure. Get your tickets, folks. It's a
Yeah.
first-class event. Believe me, you will not regret it. In fact, you'll probably get hooked and go every year after. I'm guessing you've got a lot of those over the years.
Oh yes. Yeah, you bet we do.
Yeah. So it'll be at the Eagles again next Friday night. We certainly appreciate Tom taking time out of his. He should be on a golf course here. It's a beautiful day.
Little windy.
Oh, it is windy out?
Yes.
Okay, I've been outside lately.
Yes. Windy.
It's like a free club wind or something.
I'm not going to play.
That concludes today's edition of
Yeah.
AM Minnesota.